Welcome to the heart of Mission Viejo. I'm so excited today to be at the Norman P. Murray Senior Community Center today with Melanie, supervisor. Hi, Melanie, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for coming to join us today.
Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful. You know what? I have never seen anything in Orange County, honestly, as beautiful as this. It's just amazing. I want to bring my suitcase and live here. I love it. It's so beautiful here. It really is. And you have a lot of events that you're always doing here, not only for seniors, but outside of the seniors as well, right?
We do a lot for both the community and seniors here at the Murray Center, yes.
So tell us a little about your events and what you do.
We have a lot of different events. For example, one of our events coming up in the beginning of August is our annual Pacific Symphony event. We are actually this year celebrating the city's 35th anniversary.
Wow.
Where we have the Pacific Symphony come. They do a beautiful concert, and before that we have a lovely prelude where the kids get to learn how to, conduct an orchestra. We have food trucks, we have a wine and beer garden, we have all kinds of fun vendor booths. So it's a really wonderful, beautiful day. We have an Under the Sea theme this year.
Okay.
So it's a way to just highlight a really great special event. We usually get about 3,000 to 5,000 people at the event.
Wow.
It takes over the huge lawn across from us at the Norman P. Murray Center, and the concert kicks off in the evening at 7 p.m. And goes for about an hour and a half while we have activities from 4 leading up to that. So it's a really great, fun family event for seniors as well as the whole community.
And your events are very eclectic. You've got so many varieties. It just kind of goes on and on. Like you have a speed dating?
Yes!
Seniors, okay. Tell us about that.
So one thing that we just started doing here at the Murray Center is a quarterly speed dating event, which has, I would say, become quite popular.
Okay.
We had a lot of our regular participants coming to the front desk, sort of being like, oh, do you have that person's info? Or, do you know if they're single? Or, people saying, do you know anybody? I'm sort of looking for a companion. So it sort of really, came clear to us as staff that there was something missing. And, a lot of people are really looking for a safe, and comfortable way to find companionship.
Yes.
So we sort of developed this speed dating concept where we have 15 eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. You sign up, and everybody gets about 5 minutes to talk to everybody at the event. We give you kind of question cards so you have some ideas in case you get a little flustered. A lot of times I think it's hard, if you haven't been out in the dating world for a while, or online dating is also sort of an unsafe maybe and scary thing.
Yeah.
So this is just really creating a really positive and safe space for people to mingle and mix in a casual environment. And if you're interested, we can exchange information. We've had couples already set up a happy hour at Lazy Dog the next day. So it's proven to be successful. And now it's selling out more than ever. Our next one coming up is going to be on Tuesday, November 7th from 4 to 6. And registration for that begins on August 1st. So you can always give us a call at the Norman P. Murray Center, and we can get people signed up. And what's actually funny about that is one of our events, as we were speaking about, is we do a concert here called Tuesday on the Terrace. It's a concert series that we're doing in the fall, the first Tuesday of the month, for September, October, and November, on this beautiful terrace that we're sitting on. Lovely. We have acoustic music, all kinds of variety. We have wine and beer for sale, snacks for sale, and people can just come enjoy a lovely, early evening concert. And the last one in November is the same night as speed dating, so you can transition if you have a good time speed dating onto the free concert right after.
Oh, I love that.
We just jump in from one event to the next.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love that. And you have also like so many variety, like I said, of things happening here. One of it is jewelry shows, correct?
Yes, we are so excited. We used to do some jewelry sales back in the day, but we are coming back with a vengeance, post-COVID, if you will. So we've really asked the community this year to help, with donations. So we've taken everything, all kinds of jewelry, accessories, and we've collected at this point over 5,000 items for the sale.
Wow, that's
everything from Brighton to Kate Spade to Steinmart, like new with tag things. I mean, so great. We have 1,000 necklaces, earrings, all kinds of stuff. So we've been tagging and getting everything ready. And so most of the stuff is actually only going to be $1 to $5. We even have vintage items. So it's just a great way. All of the proceeds go back to our senior services here to help, older adults with programming and special needs. So we're so excited. It's going to be in our large room. We're going to add more things on the second day. So our sale is going to be a 2-day sale because we just have so much inventory. One day is not enough. So it's going to be on Friday, August 8th. and that's going to be from 1 to 5 p.m. and then on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 19th.
Unbelievable.
So
like every
come
day.
ready to shop.
Yeah. Well, if for people who speed dating, if they're going to get married, they can come buy a wedding ring.
They can go get a wedding ring. Yeah.
Right there for them.
Get some jewels for the next day.
That's
Yes.
right. I love it. Tell us more of what you have. You have like fitness. You are, events and things here, right?
We have a lot of different classes, fitness being one of our most popular. I like to say we have something for everyone, 50 to 100, no matter what your physical ability, we really have it for you.
Yeah.
We have chair yoga, we have jazzercise, we have line dancing, we have Pilates and bar, we have Zumba Gold, we have all kinds of stuff. We have Tai Chi, Qigong, Shibashi.
Wow. That's
we have a little bit of everything. And what's really also great about a lot of our classes is we do what's called a drop-in. So if you don't want to commit to say, and you're like, I don't know what Tai Chi, Qigong, Shibashi is. You can just come for the day and just try it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you go gardening and travel.
Oh,
and
yes.
A little bit more of that, what you do.
One of our most popular programs, we work with the local Orange County Master Gardeners program, and they do a monthly gardening series for us. Everything from terrific tomatoes, gardening with succulents, gardening for butterflies, everything in between, every gardening topic you could think of. So we have monthly gardening with them, and we do an in-person lecture the first Thursday of the month, and it's the same online Zoom lecture the first Friday. So for some reason you're just not able to come in person, they do the same thing on Friday via Zoom, so you can get the topic there. And because that program has just blown up for us, we've actually expanded, so we're also doing monthly travel lectures with gardening. So you can see the gardens of London, the gardens of Chile, and so it's almost like a little travel around the world with gardens.
Wow, that's awesome. And you help seniors so much. You have flu clinic shots for flu.
Yes, with flu season approaching, we got to get our annual flu shots in. So we're really fortunate enough. We work with a great local pharmacy. So we'll be having 2 clinics here for both the community and for seniors, especially for seniors. And that's going to be on September 18th and 25th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we don't only just have the regular shots, we also have the boosted senior shot, which are a little bit harder to come by. So instead of, having to schlep all the way to your healthcare, you can just pop on here, have lunch, go for a walk outside, make a day of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
And helping seniors too in the world of technology.
Yes. I think it's a really important thing. Everybody, obviously technology, it's in our, in our day-to-day lives. Everything from our basic cell phone and computer needs to much further. So for us here, I think it's a really important thing to have, a really wide variety of technology classes. So we have everything. One of our most popular classes is cutting the cable. Who wants to pay high cable prices, right? It's so annoying. And there's so many different avenues out there where you can, use different streaming services, but it's a little bit daunting sometimes. So with this class sort of walks you through how to do that. Everything from Apple Watch classes, traveling with technology, Chat GPT, all kinds of stuff. So we really like to think we have technology classes for everyone.
That's awesome. Everything you have here, my gosh, it goes on and on. I mean, it's never boring, right? Every day.
We are a packed facility. I always like to think there is something, whether it's a social club, a health and education lecture, a fitness class, a special event, we have something for everyone.
That's awesome. And like I said, it's just it's like paradise. It looks like paradise. It does. I want to move here to live. Now, any other events you have you'd like to let us know about or subjects?
So we have, like I said, the concerts, we have that. We also have a really exciting event coming up in October on the 3rd. So we have a new catering company that does our lunch Monday through Friday called Zest Catering. And they offer a variety of different things. And just to sort of highlight all their offerings, we're doing a taste of event.
Nice.
So you get a sampling of different appetizers, entrees, desserts. We'll have live music. So it's almost like a fun food tasting. So, and then if you like something, then you can come sign up to have lunch on that day. You're like, oh, like the chicken curry is really good. I'm going to sign up for lunch that day.
Perfect.
So it's just a fun, it's $7. How do you beat that? And you get to try like 14 different things.
Absolutely.
So it's a lot of fun. So that will be coming up in October.
Gosh, it's so amazing. You also give the ability for people who want to throw parties can rent, correct?
Yes. So our facility is a community and senior center. So we have mostly, we have youth programming, adult programming, senior programming, mostly Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But we are definitely, our building is so beautiful, including this terrace, where we're actually a wonderful rental facility. So if you have an upcoming birthday party, anniversary, anything. I mean, we have, even my staff, their children have had weddings here.
Wow.
It's just such a beautiful place, not to mention we're one of the cheapest places in town.
That's right.
But it's a great place for any special occasion or event to host, baby showers. So we are available for rental, Monday through Sunday. And so you can just come on by and we have rates and we give you a tour of the facility. And it's just a great place to be able to use to host your next event.
Even just coming here and walking around is like walking in paradise.
We have amazing trails that are all connected throughout the city. Even just walking around this facility, there's so much bright open space. Even our landscaping kind of has its own, special flair to it. Beautiful flowers, beautiful succulents. And so a lot of people just want to come walk around the space, come walk around our grass area around the center, come here for lunch, come here to hang out in the terrace. And even without coming to do our programs, it's just a beautiful space to spend time.
It really is. Nonstop. I mean, you just so much, or a one stop actually, because you have to come here for everything. Yeah? I love it. Melanie, thank you so much for this interview and for offering people what you're doing here. It's just amazing. I'm excited today about this interview. It is Gary Draper. He's president of the Roosters. Hi, Gary.
Hi.
I'm so excited. You know what? I love the Roosters. They're an awesome group. Tell us a little bit on how it started.
Well, a number of well-known builders used to have lunch at the Chanticleer restaurant in Irvine. And one of the members, they weren't a member, they're just a lunch group. And one of them knew the lady who runs the Blind Children's Learning Center. And they passed the hat and raised a bunch of money for a van for the Blind Children's Learning Center. And that was the first charity thing that the Roosters ever did. And they were a regular corporation, nonprofit corporation, but in 1997 we formed a 501c3, and that's when the official charity work that we have done for so many years began.
Absolutely. And that was around 1970-ish?
1977 was when we were first incorporated. In 1997 we became a 501c3.
501c3, beautiful. And I know you guys helped so many charities throughout the years and what you've done. But an interesting story too is that you started out at Chanticleer, so that's how Rooster name came, because Chanticleer means
rooster
roosters,
in French.
right? In French. Okay, there it is, yeah. But no, throughout the years you've helped so many people and you have so many wonderful events. Tell us a little bit about your events that you have.
Well, we have a lot, but there are two main fundraisers that we do. The first one is this year is going to be located at the George Argerwith Square, which is right adjacent to the Sagerstrom Performing Arts Center. And we're going to have about 30 to 40 wineries pouring.
Wow.
And we will have 400, maybe 500 people attend.
Wow.
So it's probably one of the biggest wine tastings in Orange County.
Oh, that's wonderful. And because I think you guys have so many things like monthly, always going on. You also have food drives or a few.
Yeah. Some of the other big events we have are a chef's event, which is part of the Orange County Food and Wine Celebration.
Okay.
And the chef's event consists of about 15 chefs, and they will cook a meal from A to Z right in front of 14 people and explain why things match and why things don't, and the pairings of the wine and this and that. And they show you how they prepare it, and it becomes an educational thing. And frankly, I would call it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go through this.
Right. And other events like the boat parade you have too?
Yes, that's a social event. We have monthly social events, and they're either at someone's house, one of our members' house, or they are at a restaurant, and because a lot of us will stay for dinner after we meet for an hour or two of just getting together and being social.
Yes.
And then a lot of us will actually have dinner that night there too. Because we try to go to the restaurants that actually are part of our chef's thing. The restaurants that support us, we want to support them back.
Yes, yes.
And then we have a food drive, which is called the Feeding Orange County campaign. And We used to do up to I think we hit 4,500 boxes one year. And then when the pandemic hit, we stopped it. But now we're building back up. Last year we did 1,000. This year we're doing 2,000. We hope to do even more next year. So we're building things back up. And that's where we really need volunteers, because it takes a lot of people to put together all those food boxes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we buy the food and the boxes, and we just need help packing them.
Yes, yes.
And we have had as many as 500 people attend that at the food bank, and they are on our list for volunteers. And so when we need volunteers, we call from that list.
So you're open to new volunteers and
yes, we're always open to
right?
new volunteers, because we have stopped the food bank for what, 3 years, and then we started back up last year and continuing it this year. And so we're rebuilding that list of volunteers. So we always need volunteers, and they can help us out at some of our fundraisers as well. We talked about the wine tasting event. We always need volunteers for that, and also for the chef's event.
Okay.
And all in all, we collectively this year, we're going to raise more than $300,000 for children's charities.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. Absolutely. And you know, it's so fascinating about Roosters, because they have this legacy, so to speak, and they have what's called honorary Roosters. You've had Lorna Luff, who is Judy Garland's daughter, Dina Martin, who is Dean Martin's daughter, Deacon Jones, NFL Hall of Famer.
Yes.
You know, and also Ned Van Rensselaer of the New Christy Minstrel Singers,
right,
and the history on that too.
Yeah.
But I got to say, the most wonderful honorary rooster of all
You are.
is me. Yeah. It's all about me. Yeah.
You've done so much for Roosters.
I love you guys,
can't thank you enough.
Oh, yeah, I really, you guys are awesome. And I remember when you had the luncheon for me and honoring me, and I had to stand up and say, hey, it's the first time a chick turned into a rooster. So that's never happens, but it did at that point. So if people want to be involved with Roosters, Gary, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, they can go to the Rooster Foundation website.
Okay.
That's roostersfoundation.org.
Okay.
And pretty much everything they need to know about Roosters, our history is there, and all the things that we do. We have given to as many as 30 charities in 1 year. And after the pandemic and things, it's dropped down a few, but so we're still giving almost 20 charities money this year. And that makes us a pass-through charity. We're kind of like United Way in that regard. And we're working on programs where employers can have their employees make monthly donations and do all kinds of things. And we're trying to build the club back up after the pandemic.
Yes, absolutely. And now you live in Laguna Woods.
Yes, I live in Laguna Woods, just inside Gate 5.
Okay.
I live in a 3-story building and overlook the golf course.
Hey, it's awesome. And maybe next year you might be launching a group for Laguna Woods of the Roosters.
Yes, we're in discussion about that now. It looks like we may very well be opening I don't want to call it a branch, because it would be part of Roosters, but that group would meet in Laguna Woods.
You are such a beautiful, wonderful group that's helped so many children throughout the years.
Yeah, we raise about $300,000 a year for children's charities, and we want to do more.
Yes, absolutely. Gary, thanks so much for this interview. Really, I love it. It's so amazing what you've all done.
Beyond the Gates today with Sal Faso. Sal, thanks for joining us.
Bill, it's a pleasure.
We are here at the Piccolino Restaurant, Pizzeria, and Bar. What does Piccolino mean?
You know,
What's
Piccolino means very small. I was using it to call my newborn son, which is a junior.
Oh, okay.
I was
The
having a
family
hard
name.
time calling him Sal, so I started calling him Piccolino, which means very small, precious,
Okay.
tiny. And when I started off, this restaurant was small.
Right.
It wasn't this size, so it kind of fit right in. My older daughter said, let's call it Piccolino, and that's how it came about.
Speaking of your family, I mean, the restaurant business seems to be in your blood. Your parents were in it. How far back in your family does it go?
I'm third generation.
Okay.
So my children are fourth working here. Grandma started it off back in Sicily during World War II. Her husband got deployed, so to make a living for the kids, she started cooking. Then they decided to come to America in the late 50s, early 60s, and they opened up a restaurant in Chicago.
In Chicago.
My dad, though, his brothers were in Italy, so he wanted to go back. So eventually he convinced my mom to go back to Sicily.
So, but you were brought up in Chicago.
Up until 11.
Okay.
And then from 11 to 23, we're back in Sicily where Grandma had started the business. Dad had remodeled everything and reopened up the restaurant.
So in between school, you run around the kitchens and everything? And
Whatever needed to be done. There were different times.
you're doing that to your own kids now, too?
Well, times are different. It doesn't work the same anymore.
Now, you spent time in the corporate world of the restaurant business. Was it always your plan to start and own your own restaurant? Or is it just something that, I think I'll...
If you want me to be honest with you, I came to California to get out of the restaurant business.
Okay.
And I started doing, my family has a history of construction and restaurant.
Okay.
So when I got here in '89, I started doing construction, but then we had a crisis, and that recession put the construction industry out of business pretty much. So in order to have an income, I went back to the restaurant business and went up to Hollywood and started there, and eventually I became an assistant manager for a restaurant called Chianti. And it was highly corporate. At the time, they were one of the biggest companies in the United States, and they held a lot of brands. And there we started, and then there was an opportunity in Irvine, and they transferred me there. I became the general manager of Prague Irvine, and was at the helm there for about 8 years. And then it was just time to branch off. And,
But as when you were younger, did you develop your skills as a chef?
you know, I can cook, manage. I don't consider. I know what good food is, what good quality is. If the product is fresh, not the taste, the salt, In the cooking, it's more about the technique of sautéing or grilling or boiling or.
Okay.
So then that, you add it to your neighborhood. We're an Italian restaurant, but the Italian food in Italy is a little bit different than in New York City. New York City has a different type of Italian food.
That's one of the things you mentioned on your website, is that you create Italian food for the region.
Correct.
And I was thinking, okay, for what region? So it's for the local?
Well, for here, my number one selling dish here is salmon, grilled salmon. It's not a Italian dish, but I am not too, obviously I'm an Italian restaurant, but I wouldn't grill a salmon that you wouldn't like. So if I have to adjust to making a salmon,
And that's the region.
that's the reason you make it. We have a lot of dishes here that are truly Italian. We have a lot of them that are truly New York, and we have a lot of them that are truly specifically to the likings of this part of the world.
You say salmon is your number one dish. What's the number one Italian?
The number
plate?
one Italian dish is the fusilli salsiccia funghi. It's a
Is what?
corkscrew pasta. It's homemade.
Okay.
It's tossed with sausage, onions, mushrooms, tomato sauce, a little red wine, touch of cream. That's the item that sells the most. However, we sell a lot of veal and specials and fresh fish. I would say that 50% of our diners eat whatever the specials are,
Okay.
and not the menu items.
Now, you have on the marquee pizzeria. I know for myself, being brought up in the East and being brought up in Chicago, there's people around there searching for great pizza. What makes great pizza?
Well, great pizza, in my opinion, it's the simplicity of the dough, the fluffiness. I like a more, so pizza is very broad. There's
Yeah, that's
several
true. You
types. There's a
can,
thin crust, a thick crust,
right.
a pan pizza. Here, our pizza is more on the Chicago style. It's not a thin crust. It's certainly not a thick crust. It has a little bit more dough. The tomato sauce is just good tomatoes. There's no seasoning in it. Ingredients are clean. And that's how we used to make it in Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, is it the same? No, because the elements are a little bit different, but it's pretty close, you know. Now, we do toss some pizzas, and like the margarita's a little bit more like New York. As you put more condiments on the pie, I like to have more dough.
Sure.
The restaurant here
Makes it
pretty
firmer,
much,
I
yeah,
guess.
it's a reflection of my taste, of my likings. You know, there's different ways of making an eggplant parmesan. There's who peels it, who flours it, who puts egg on it, who batters it.
Now, do you oversee all that, or do you have a chef that does all
I
that?
have a chef. We've worked together about 18 years, and I have the second is also a person that has worked closely with my family in Sicily. So he was there for a long time. So, but we understand that you cannot have the menu that my dad served in Sicily in California.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work out.
And do you offer takeouts? If somebody goes to your website, they can see a whole takeout
Yes,
menu.
we have
and you
online
can-
ordering. We do takeout. We do some pickup catering, and mainly our business is though in-house dining.
Sure. I mean, it's a beautiful place.
Well, thank you.
You're open 7 days a week?
7 dinners and 5 lunches. We don't open Monday and Tuesday lunch.
Okay.
Being a family business, you know, you like to have at least a lunch with the family.
Which leads me to my next question. You having a family, are you working here 7 days a week?
No. I get some help from some terrific employees that I have.
That always helps.
So I don't have to be here 7 days. We have a pretty good staff. A lot of them have been here over 10 years. A lot of people I trust. So I'm pretty fortunate to have a lot of them.
Well, we thank you for your time, and one of the biggest things about Beyond the Gates that people like to watch is the different restaurants, because they go out from the village and visit these different restaurants, and I'm sure we'll get some people from Laguna Woods Village coming to see you.
We would look forward to hosting them,
Sure.
and it's a different experience than most typical restaurants. You know, we carry fine steaks, we have lobster, but we also have a lot of Italian dishes.
And good wine.
And good wine.
You
So
can see that all.
we like to consider ourselves a restaurant.
Sure.
And definitely with an Italian flair.
Well, we appreciate your time here. I know you're a busy
It was
guy.
my pleasure, and we look forward to entering all the homes there in Laguna Hills.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, Bill.
Sal,
Thank you
thank
very
you,
much
man.
for your time.
Sure.
Appreciate it.